Have you ever felt like everything around you is slowly unraveling? Like no matter how hard you try, things keep slipping through your fingers. Maybe you've been holding it all together, barely. Smiling on the outside, but exhausted inside. Doing your best to stay strong for everyone else, but quietly wondering how much longer you can keep going. Life has a way of throwing storms we never saw coming, unexpected losses, broken relationships, financial pressure, health issues, anxiety that won't let go. And when everything starts to pile up, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Helpless. Alone. Like you're standing in the middle of a collapsing world with nothing solid left to lean on. Maybe no one else sees it, but deep down, you know you're reaching your limit. And that feeling? That moment of quiet desperation? That's not failure. That's not weakness. That's the place where God's care begins to shine the brightest. Right there, in the middle of the chaos, when everything feels out of control, God is not far. He's not watching from a distance, waiting for you to fix it all. He's closer than you realize. He's present in your pain. And He's not asking you to hold it all together. In fact, He's gently reminding you, you were never meant to carry it all alone. His care isn't fragile. It doesn't run out when your strength does. It steps in exactly when you need it most. The moment your hands tremble under the weight of it all is the moment He reaches out to hold you. So right now, breathe. Just breathe. Let go of the pressure to have all the answers. You don't have to be strong for everyone. You don't have to pretend. You just have to pause long enough to let God step in. He knows how heavy this has been. He knows what you've been holding, hiding, and hoping. And He hasn't turned away. He's offering you something greater than control. He's offering care. Real, deep, steady care. You don't have to fix everything. You just have to fall into the arms of the one who already knows the way through. This isn't the end. This is the beginning of being carried. Before you ever whispered a prayer, before a single tear slipped down your cheek, God already knew. He saw it coming. The fear. The confusion. The ache that you couldn't quite put into words. He felt it all with you, even before you had the strength to say, God, I'm not okay. That's how intimately He knows you. That's how closely He walks with you. You're not invisible to Him. You've never been. Not for a second. Not in the silence. Not in the nights when no one checked in. Not when you smiled just to survive the day. He saw every part of your story, seen and unseen, and never once did He look away. There's something deeply comforting about knowing that we are fully known. That even when others miss what we're carrying, God doesn't. He sees the battle behind your calm exterior. He knows the weight behind your quiet sighs. Every fear that wakes you up in the night, every thought you try to silence, every disappointment you've tucked away, He sees it all. And He doesn't look at you with judgment. He looks with compassion. With understanding. With a love that runs deeper than you can imagine. It can be easy to feel overlooked in a noisy world. Like your pain doesn't matter, like your needs aren't important. But with God, nothing about you is too small or too messy. He notices the tears that no one else sees. He listens to the words you can't say out loud. He pays attention to the weight you carry in your heart. And not only does He see it, He cares. Deeply. Personally. Fully. You are not just a name. You are not just another face in the crowd. You are His child, and He watches over you with the care of a father who never takes his eyes off his beloved. So if you've ever wondered, does anyone even see what I'm going through? Hear this truth, yes. God sees. And not just from afar. He is near. He is attentive. And He is moved by what moves you. You are not forgotten. You are fully seen, and fully loved. You've been strong for so long. Holding it all together. Showing up, day after day, even when your heart was breaking. You've tried to fix what's broken, manage what's overwhelming, and protect everyone around you. Maybe you felt like if you stop for even a moment, everything will fall apart. So you keep going. You keep smiling. You keep surviving. But deep down, you're tired. Not just physically, but soul tired, the kind of tired that no nap can fix. The kind of tired that comes from carrying more than you were ever meant to. And here's the truth that changes everything: God never asked you to carry all of this alone. He didn't design you to shoulder the weight of the world. That pressure you've been living under. That expectation to be everything for everyone. That's not from Him. That's something you picked up somewhere along the way, and He's gently asking you to lay it down. Because His care isn't distant. It isn't formal or far away. It's close. It's real. It's personal. God doesn't just say, "I care for you," as a comforting phrase. He backs it up with action. He invites you, personally, to give Him every burden, every fear, every unspoken worry. "Cast all your cares on me," He says, "because I care for you." 1 Peter 5 verse 7, that's not just a suggestion. It's a lifeline. A promise. A gentle reminder that you're not alone, even when you feel like you are. You don't have to be the one who holds everything together. That's His job. Yours is simply to trust, to release, to rest in His hands. So take a deep breath. You don't have to keep pretending to be okay. You don't have to be the strongest person in the room. God's strength is made perfect in your weakness. His arms are wide enough to carry not just your burdens, but you. You are not failing by letting go. You are finally stepping into the care you were created for. You were never meant to carry this alone, and now, you don't have to. Trust isn't easy. Especially when life feels uncertain, when prayers go unanswered, and when everything inside you is begging for clarity. It's hard to trust when the path ahead is foggy and your heart is worn thin from disappointments. You want to believe that God is working, that He has a plan, but some days, it's just hard. Fear whispers that you're on your own. Doubt questions if God is really paying attention. And yet, somewhere deep in your spirit, you still feel that quiet invitation: keep trusting me. Here's the truth no one says often enough: trusting God doesn't mean you'll never feel afraid. It doesn't mean you won't wrestle with questions or long for control. It simply means you choose, again and again, to lean into Him despite the fear. It means you walk forward with shaky legs and a hopeful heart, believing that even if you don't see what's ahead, He does. And He's already there. Holding the future. Holding you. You don't have to understand everything to trust the one who does. Trust is not about having all the answers, it's about knowing who holds them. God isn't asking you to map out your life. He's asking you to take the next step with Him. Just one. Just today. He's not rushing you. He's walking with you, gently, patiently, faithfully. You may not see the full picture yet, but He does. And He is painting something beautiful with your life, something you couldn't create on your own. Sometimes trust looks like silence. Sometimes it's waiting. Sometimes it's choosing to pray when you feel numb. Sometimes it's whispering, "God, I don't get this, but I'm still with you." That's real trust. And God honors that. He's not measuring your faith by how fearless you are, but by how willing you are to lean into Him when fear tries to win. So if you're in a season of questions, if you're tired of not having all the answers, know this: you're not behind. You're not weak. You're on a sacred journey of trust. And God is guiding you every step of the way. Let His peace lead you. Not because you know everything, but because you know Him. There are moments when the silence feels deafening. When prayers feel like they're hitting the ceiling. When you're doing everything you know how to do, seeking, waiting, hoping, but God still feels distant. And in that silence, it's easy to start questioning. Is He even listening? Does He even care? Is He still here with me, or have I been left alone in this? Those thoughts come quietly, often in the late hours when everything is still, and the weight of life feels the heaviest. But the truth is, silence is not absence. God's silence is never his abandonment. In fact, he's often the closest when we feel him the least. God doesn't disappear when things get quiet. He leans in. He draws near. He's not far off in the heavens, watching from a distance. He's closer than your next breath, present in the invisible, present in the waiting, present in the pain you don't speak out loud. You may not see him moving, but that doesn't mean he isn't. You may not hear him answering, but that doesn't mean he's not working behind the scenes, aligning things in ways you can't yet understand. His love is not limited by what you can feel in this moment. It's deeper, truer, constant. And if you pay close attention, you'll start to notice him, in the small details. In the unexpected kindness. In the quiet strength that showed up when you needed it most. In the peace that calms you for no explainable reason. In the very breath in your lungs when you thought you had no strength left. God doesn't always shout. Sometimes, he whispers. And it's in that whisper that your soul can finally exhale. He's there in the quiet, not just watching, but comforting. Not just present, but active. So don't let the silence fool you. Don't let your feelings lead you to believe something that isn't true. God hasn't left. He hasn't forgotten. He is near, closer than you think. He's holding your heart, seeing your struggle, and walking with you through every unseen moment. Even now. Even here. Even in this. There comes a point where your soul just can't carry the weight anymore. You've done all you can. You've prayed, planned, cried, and pushed. You've tried to hold every piece of your life together, fighting to stay strong, to stay in control. But somewhere deep inside, you know you're tired. Not just from the pressure, but from the constant need to manage what was never meant to be yours alone. And it's in that moment, when your grip begins to loosen, that something powerful can happen. That's where surrender begins. Not as a last resort, but as a holy decision to stop striving and start trusting. Letting go isn't weakness. It's not giving up. It's actually one of the bravest things you can do. Because it takes courage to release what you've held so tightly. It takes faith to open your hands and say, God, I can't, but I know you can. And when you do, when you finally let go, something shifts. The noise in your mind quiets. The panic in your chest settles. The chaos doesn't win. Instead, God steps in, not with more pressure, but with peace. A peace that surpasses all understanding. A calm that doesn't make sense but somehow meets you right where you are. Surrender isn't about losing control. It's about placing control back into the hands of the one who knows what to do with it. The one who sees the whole picture when you only see fragments. The one who knows the outcome even before the journey begins. He's not overwhelmed by what you're facing. He's not surprised by your situation. And he's not asking you to figure it all out, he's just asking you to trust him with it. So let go, not because you're failing, but because you were never meant to carry this on your own. Lay down the pressure to fix everything. Lay down the fear of what might happen. Lay down the belief that it's all up to you. And watch what happens when God takes over. His ways are higher. His timing is perfect. His heart is for you. And he's ready to lead you into a freedom you never thought possible, if you'll just let go. Life is full of change. People walk in and out of your story. Plans you counted on fall apart without warning. One moment you're hopeful, the next you're unsure. Emotions rise and fall like waves, strong one day, fragile the next. And in the middle of all that instability, it's easy to start wondering if anything is truly secure. If anything will stay. But there is one thing that never shifts, never weakens, and never walks away: God's care for you. His care is not like the world's. It isn't conditional. It doesn't depend on how well you're doing or how strong your faith looks today. His love doesn't retreat when you mess up. His grace doesn't run out when you feel unworthy. God's care is constant, firm, faithful, and unchanging. While everything around you may move, He remains. And not just in theory or in distant promises, but in real, everyday presence. He is with you in the highs and the lows. In the days when you feel confident and in the ones where you feel like you're falling apart. He doesn't need you to be perfect, He just wants you to stay close. When people disappoint you, God remains faithful. When plans collapse, He remains in control. When your emotions spin out, He remains your peace. His care is not fragile. It's not swayed by circumstances. It doesn't grow cold with time. You are held by hands that don't let go, hands that formed you, rescued you, and now carry you with tenderness and strength. Even when you can't feel Him, even when you don't understand what He's doing, He is still there, loving you with a love that doesn't quit. So when the world around you feels unpredictable, hold on to this truth: God's heart toward you has never changed. And it never will. He's not going anywhere. His care is your anchor in the storm, your calm in the confusion, your steady in the unknown. Let that truth settle deep into your soul: you are not at the mercy of shifting circumstances. You are in the care of a God who never changes. And His care is more than enough. Rest doesn't come easy when your mind is racing and your heart is heavy. When the world around you is pushing for more doing, more fixing, more striving, it can feel almost wrong to pause. But rest isn't giving up. It's not laziness. It's not weakness. Rest is trust. Rest is surrender. Rest is the bold decision to say, God, I don't have to have it all figured out, because I believe you do. When you choose to rest in God's hands, you're not ignoring your problems. You're placing them in the care of someone far more capable. You're saying, I know you're working, even when I don't see it. Even when I don't feel it. Even when the answers haven't come yet. That kind of rest doesn't come from perfect circumstances, it comes from knowing the one who holds those circumstances in His hands. It's not about escaping reality, it's about entering into a deeper reality, that God is with you, for you, and actively working on your behalf. So take that breath. Let it in. Let it out. Loosen the grip you've had on every fear, every outcome, every need. Release what's not yours to carry. God is not asking you to solve everything today, He's asking you to trust Him with today. And that trust gives your soul permission to breathe again. To slow down. To stop running in circles and start resting in the truth that you are safe. Not because the future is certain. Not because the situation is easy. But because He is steady. He is sure. He is good. Right now, in this very moment, you can rest. You can lay it all down. The pressure. The fear. The weight of being enough. You're not holding your life together, God is. And His hands don't slip. His heart doesn't change. His promises don't fail. So you don't have to wait for peace to find you, you can step into it now. Because real rest isn't about circumstances, it's about who you trust. And when your trust is in Him, your soul can finally exhale. You are held. You are safe. And today, right now, you can rest in His hands. You don't need all the answers. You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need to have it all figured out to move forward. What you need, what your heart is truly longing for, is someone strong enough to carry you through the unknown. And that someone is God. He's not waiting for you to have everything under control. He's not asking you to prove your faith with perfection. He's simply inviting you to trust, deeply, fully, even when things still feel uncertain. Trust in the one who never fails. The one who sees the road ahead, even when you don't. The one who already knows the outcome and is preparing you for it step by step. God is not distant. He's not passive. Right now, yes, even in this very moment, He is working. He is holding you. And His care is not limited to some far-off future. It's for your now. For your waiting. For your hurting. For your everyday, ordinary moments that no one else notices. He's present in all of it. You may not feel strong, but that's okay. God never asked you to be. He only asked you to trust His strength. He only asked you to place your heart, your fragile, tired, hopeful heart, in His hands. And when you do, you'll find a peace that doesn't come from having control, but from knowing who's in control. You'll find a rest that doesn't depend on what happens next, but on who holds what's next. So breathe. Let the weight of the unknown fall off your shoulders. You are not carrying this alone. You never were. You are being led, cared for, and deeply loved by a God who has never failed and never will. His record is perfect. His heart is good. And His eyes are on you, not just as a distant creator, but as a loving Father. No matter where you are right now, in confusion, in fear, in waiting, trust this: God is near. He is enough. And He's already holding you. So let go of what you can't control, and trust the one who can. He hasn't failed you yet. And He never will. God, for the one listening, quiet their heart right now. Let them feel the weight of your care. Wrap them in your peace. Remind them they don't have to hold it all together. Hold them instead. Let them exhale. Let them rest. Speak into the places that feel anxious, tired, or afraid. Remind them that you're not far, not ever. You're right here, closer than they know. Give them courage to trust you, even when they don't understand. When the road feels uncertain, be their steady ground. When questions rise, be their gentle answer. When they feel alone, be their comfort. Help them let go, not into the unknown, but into your hands. The safest place they could ever be. Thank you that you're not asking them to be perfect, just present. Just willing to trust. Just open to receive what only you can give: peace, strength, and the assurance that they are not alone. You are faithful. You are near. You are enough. And you will not fail them. Ever. Amen.